Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, TheMadKaiger, and back here today, guys. We are back with another game review. We're continuing on with the Halo theme going on as late, and we're going to be reviewing Halo Reach. Now, I just have the Xbox 360 version here, but for those of you who don't have the Xbox 360 version, do have an Xbox One, this game is available in the Master Chief Collection, or if you download it from the Game Pass, you can play it through the Game Pass. If you have the Master Chief Collection, you can just download the Halo Reach expansion for free, essentially. So I recommend getting the Game Pass just so you can play all of the Halo games in one. It's really good that they did add the Halo Reach to the Master Chief Collection, even though this game doesn't really have too much to do with Master Chief. Now, back in, I can't remember when this game come out, 2010, I think this game came out. Let's have a look. 2010, yeah. Back in 2010, Halo Reach was dropped into the world, and a lot of people were really surprised by this game because, you know, it wasn't Halo 4, and, you know, we had Halo 3, and then we had Halo ODST, and then we had Reach. Now, a lot of people were expecting Halo 4 after Halo 3 ODST because they thought, you know, we had essentially a spin-off of the Halo 3 series. But Halo Reach actually isn't a continuation, it's actually a prequel. This game takes place just roughly before Halo 1, leading up to the events of Halo Combat Evolved. And like I said, you don't play as Master Chief. Now, you play as a noble Spartan squad called the Noble 6 Squad, and you basically play as Noble 6, who's basically an unnamed Spartan, just known as Noble 6. And it takes place on Reach, and Halo Reach was sort of like an important part of the Halo universe and the timeline. Now, forgive me if I'm a little bit off with the timeline and the story, because the Halo story is kind of one of them stories that is really expanded over the years through books and TV shows and comics and all of these things. So the timeline is really crazy, right? I'm just going on what I know from the games. So forgive me if there's a few things that I completely forget to mention. But why Halo Reach? Why Reach was so sort of iconic in the Halo universe, because this game was actually the UNSC's first major defeat from the Covenant. It's called Halo Reach because it takes place on the planet Reach, and it's basically the end of Halo Reach, the end of the planet. Basically, the Covenant, you know, the elites, the grunts, all of them, basically take Reach. And what they're trying to do in this game is they're trying to find the Halo ring, which you'll know, and you know, we know that the Covenant worship the Halo ring. They think it's a sort of, it's a weapon, it's something to do with their religion. It's kind of complicated. Look it up if you want to know the full story about the rings. I really don't fully understand the Halo story too much. I'm just going on what the game tells you. But it's a really, really interesting story because, you know, you're not Master Chief. You're this unnamed Spartan, and you're basically this game is like Halo, Star Wars Rogue One in Halo. So basically, spoiler alert, you lose in the end. So if there are some spoilers, I do forgive me, but this game's been out for 10 years now, so there's no excuse. If you're a Halo fan and you haven't played Halo Reach, then what have you been doing with your life? You know what I mean? No, seriously, it is worth checking this game out. Now, what I enjoyed about this game is just the fact that it doesn't... Oh, it's even got a post of Reach in there, which is pretty cool. What I enjoyed about this game back in the day is that, you know, even though this game was sort of meant to be a filler until Halo 4 come out, I think this game did more than just fill the void. This game actually gave more to us than Halo 4 ever did. I was disappointed by Halo 4. I don't think Halo 4 was a bad game. I just felt like Halo Reach really pushed the Halo series to its boundary. Now, there's a bunch of different modes. We start with the campaign. Of course, the campaign can be played single player or co-op, offline and online. I played it, all of them, all versions of it. And it's a really, really fun campaign. And it's got about, I think it had 12 missions, might be 12 or 14 or 15 missions, I can't remember exactly, between 10 and 15 missions. Excuse me. And what I really enjoyed about this campaign is that it had a variety to it. It weren't just the traditional first-person shooter. It actually had a bit of variety to it. You had you had your basic traditional Halo first-person shooter, of course, mission. Then you had some vehicle-based missions, and then one of the really cool missions, you had a couple of flight missions. There was one mission when you were in space, using like a spaceship. I've forgotten the name of the spaceship you were in. It begins with an S, not a sword. I can't remember. I can't remember what it's called. And then there's also another flight mission where you're flying around in like a helicopter kind of thing. And it really embodies what the Halo games are really known for, a variety in their gameplay. Halo's always tried to not just be a normal first person shoot, but throw in some vehicle combat into there and some flight here and there. And it works really well. The campaign is very memorable. The story's pretty good. I don't want to ruin the story too much. I've already said it's like a Rogue One, so essentially it's like a suicide mission. I will say the final mission is really, really interesting because, big spoiler here, so I'm sorry, but the game's been out for a long time, you probably already know. But what's really cool about the final mission is when you basically let the Spirit of Fire, Pillar of Autumn, get away, basically... to go and find the Halo ring. It all leads up to find it. In the end, it all leads up to the beginning of Halo 1 where, we find Cortana and she basically shows, the UNSC where the first Halo ring is, and it ends with them going to the Halo ring. But what's really cool is all 6 of the Spartan squad die on Reach. And they all die in different ways. I won't give away how they die. You play the game and you'll find out. But the main character in the game you play is on the final mission of the game, it just says survive. And it was really cool because all it is you just have to survive for as long as you can. And there is no way to really beat that mission. All you got to do is survive as long as you can, and then eventually you die, and then the game ends. But this game actually also does sort of link in with Master Chief, because I've heard that Master Chief actually was on Reach at the same time doing his own thing, and it would have been cool to see Master Chief's experience on Reach. Maybe in Halo Infinite we might get a bit of a throwback, or a throwback mission to Reach or something, who knows. But yeah, I really enjoyed the campaign in this game. It had everything that you wanted from the campaign. It had so many different variants of the campaign. Back in the Xbox 360 days, this game really pushed all of these like skulls and daily missions. So like, sometimes it would be like, I'll complete this mission on Legendary with all of the skulls on, and it was crazy. But I'm talking more about the Xbox 360 version of this game, but bear in mind, most of the things that I am talking about are in the Xbox One version as well, with some differences, and I'll explain those when I come to it. Another new mode that was in this game was Firefight. Now, Firefight was in Halo 3 ODST, but they brought that Firefight in Halo Reach, and it is in the Master Chief Collection. Just go into Firefight and you'll find Reach, Firefight. And Firefight is essentially a wave-based survival mode. Firefight's been in a few of the Halo games. It was in Halo 4. I don't know about Halo 4. It was in Halo 5. In Halo Wars 2, you can even get Firefight, Reach, and ODST. And Firefight was one of my favourite modes in the Halo series, because I love like wave-based survival modes, and it really had a lot of variety to the Firefight mode. You had all of these different versions of Firefight. You had the classic Firefight with a certain amount of lives per teammates, and or time-based, but then you had some really cool like arcadey style Firefight modes where you would only have explosive weapons, or the enemies would be stronger, or they'd explode on death and things like that. So it really was really fun, and you could also customize pretty much anything about the Firefight mode. You could really tune it to however you wanted. If you wanted it to be really hard and only have a certain amount of weapons on the map, you could do that, and it was great. I loved Firefight back in the day, and it's good to see that it still exists in the Master Chief Collection, and of course came back in Halo 5. Will Halo Infinite have Firefight? I could see that it probably will, but we won't know until we find out about Halo Infinite. Another mode in this game was the multiplayer. Halo is known for its multiplayer, but what made Halo Reach, in my opinion, multiplayer much better than the other Halo games is the customization. Now, I'll talk about the customization before I talk about the different modes of multiplayer, but what was really cool back in the day is where every time you leveled up, you were gaining credits, essentially. And you would use those credits to buy all of these customization options, from different helmets, parts to your helmets, parts of your armor. All of your armor could be customized. There was even things like death like effects. So like when you died, like sometimes you would like burst in a rainbow or something, and you could even customize the voice of your particular Spartan. So you could have the voice of Cortana, for example, or even Master Chief himself. And what was really great about back in the day, I would spend hours and hours just trying to level up, get all of them pieces of armor, really change your Spartan about. Now, be aware that it is still in Halo Master Chief Collection. You still have the same customization that you do. All of this stuff's still there. However, instead of credit, it works on like a season rewards thing. So basically, every time you get further and further into the multiplayer and stuff, and level up in multiplayer, or get points in multiplayer, you get season rewards. Kind of like, you know, these, you know, season pass things that we have in modern multiplayer games. It's not as I haven't really put much multiplayer time into Halo Master Chief Collection, especially as of late, because of all the problems we've been having with Xbox Live as of late. There's been a lot of problems with Xbox Live, and just, well, a lot of services because of what's going on with the world. I won't talk about that because I think it's ridiculous, but then again, it is what it is. But yeah, I absolutely loved the multiplayer back in the day. It had everything. You know, you had all of the classic Slayer modes, the Infection. I put so much time into Infection back in the day. Griffball, I loved Griffball back in the day. Griffball and Infection were my go-to modes on Halo Reach. I put so much time into this. And possibly one of my most favourite modes in this game was the Forge World mode. Now, for those of you who are new to the Halo universe and have never played a Halo game, Forge World essentially is where you could take a map and you could basically customize it as much as you want. You could spawn things in, you know, you could put vehicles there, you can make your own modes, you can make your own maps. But this game took it a bit further and gave us a map called Forge World, and it was like a big mountainous map which was blank, and people just really took Forge World to the next level. Back in the day on the Xbox 360, you could download all of these custom maps that people made, custom modes. One of my favorite ones was called Indiana Jones, and me and my friend used to play it quite a bit back in the day. And it would basically be like a thing where you'd have to run away from a giant ball at the start, and then you'd have to cross over and make jumps. It was like an obstacle course, but people made some crazy things. People made Halo chess back in the day, you know, and all of these maps. And on PC, this game is very heavily modded on PC. So if you do have the PC version, just be aware there's even more things you can do with it. Now, like I said, I don't really know how much of that Forge World customization is in the Master Chief Collection version of the game. I know that you can still do Forge World, but I haven't figured out how you download other people's maps. I know that sometimes custom maps get thrown into the quick play, and things get thrown into the rotation, so you might come across a couple of custom maps here and there. But I think like the Master Chief Collection has sort of dumbed down a little bit on what some of the features that this game had, which is understandable considering this game was pretty big back in the day. But still, playing it on the Xbox One is still fantastic. Either way, I'd recommend playing it on Master Chief Collection because you get 6 games instead of 1 game, but this game's dirt cheap anyway. Have it for the collection. Got to have all the Halo games. I'm only missing ones on the original Xbox because I don't have an original Xbox. Well, I do, but I don't play it. Plus, I've got a modded original Xbox there, which I wouldn't mind setting up again one day, but who knows. But yeah, Halo Reach, in my opinion, just took things beyond the Halo spectrum, and Halo's always been a really interesting first-person shooter. Now, I'm talking about this one first because technically it is the first game in the timeline of first-person shooter Halo games. Halo Wars is its own thing, in my opinion. That's why I didn't do Halo Wars 2 today. But Halo Reach, in my opinion, I would have given this game a good 9 out of 10. It weren't perfect. There were some little problems here and there, but they were mostly like connection problems and things, nothing to do with really the game. But back in the day, I put so much time into Halo Reach, and the fact that you can still play Halo Reach on the Xbox One and even your PC on the Master Chief Collection is still fantastic. I don't know how many people are playing the original Xbox 360 version these days. Again, I don't know if you play the Xbox 360 version, you'll automatically be put into the servers with the PC or Xbox One version. I think it's a different server, because the Master Chief Collection just throws all of these Halos into one thing, kind of thing. So you might be playing Halo 1 minute and multiplayer, and then the next minute you might be playing Halo Reach. So it's different. But Halo Reach, in my opinion, was one of the most underrated Halo games of all time. It was a great game for its time, and it was awesome because, you know, it was a game where you basically lost in the story, basically, and that doesn't happen too much with games. You know, normally with you know, video games, you know, normally you play as the good guys and you win, whereas in this game you lose, essentially. And, you know, not many games do that these days. Not many games did that back in the day. You know, it was always, people always wanted the good ending, but it was nice that they took a chance with Halo Reach, tried something else, tried something new, and potentially gave us one of the most underrated games of all time. Put so much time into the multiplayer on this. I absolutely loved the customization back in the day. Kind of a shame that the customization doesn't work the same on Master Chief Collection, but the fact that I can still play this game on the most modern system available, and basically play through it all again, it's just fantastic. Halo Reach, this game is one that's worth checking out. If you don't have the Master Chief Collection, I recommend downloading the Game Pass. You'll get it for free, basically. And all you got to do is go on to the Master Chief Collection and just go on to Reach. Excuse me, and it will just tell you to download Halo Reach, but it's nothing long. It only takes like a couple of seconds to download it. It's not even like a full update for some reason. It's just nothing more than a small update. I don't know why they did it like that, but Halo Reach, a must-play game for the Halo fans. If you aren't into Halo, definitely check out Halo Reach. If you are a bit further beyond and you don't have an Xbox One, but you have an Xbox 360, still check out Halo Reach, because you can still enjoy the campaign and stuff, and really have fun and experiment with all the different skulls and things like that. But still, must-play game, one of the best first-person shooters that the Xbox 360 had to offer back in the day. It is a bit finicky here and there, because one of the new gameplay elements was you had armor powers, essentially. And one of the annoying things though about the armor power pickups was it was like, for me, it was the X button, and the sprint is an armor power. So you can't sprint, but normally, for me, I had to press X to sprint, which kind of was a bit annoying, but it was just one of those finicky things. It doesn't feel like the most modern first-person shooter, which we all know and love with the Call of Duty style of first-person shooter. It still feels different enough to be its own game, and it just takes a little bit of getting used to at first, but once you get past the modern first-person shooter controls that we're used to, you can sit there and adapt to its controls, and it works fantastically. But great game, a must-play for any Halo fan. If you haven't played Halo Reach, I highly recommend it. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed today's review, feel free to leave a like and, of course, comment below. Let me know what you think of Halo Reach. Do you think this game was underrated, or do you think it was a game that shouldn't have happened? I personally love this game, must play, and all of that good stuff. I will try to be online tonight, and hopefully I should be continuing on with Halo Combat Evolved. I did play some yesterday, but I got disconnected. Played Overwatch, played it for a couple of hours, and then I got disconnected again because of what's going on with things in the world and the servers. There's a lot of problems with Xbox and, well, online gaming in general at the moment. But luckily I have plenty of games to fill the void if I can't get online, so it's not a problem for me. Anyway, guys, and as always, subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram and Mixer at TheMadKaiger, and Twitter, of course. If I am streaming tonight on Mixer, I will be playing more Halo Combat Evolved on the Master Chief Collection. The next review will either be Halo Wars 2 or Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. And of course, guys, have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye.